So once again, thank you for joining us for this edition of our webinar series. We'd like to start this morning by talking about GRAT and CRUT valuations. With the oncoming new year, this moves to the top of people's list of interesting topics. So what we'd like to begin with is the method we use to prepare these valuations. This is our website. You can get to it by going to www.appraisenj.com. And this is a summary of the regulations that we use, we apply for GRAT valuations. If you need a more detailed summary, I believe they can be found on the web. If you're unable to do so, please send us an email. We'll see if we can help you out. But this is a summary of the regulations we follow for GRAT valuations and CRUT valuations because they are the same as the regulations used for state and gift tax valuations. What I'm going to do right now, so you have this for future reference, is I'm copying and I'm going to send as a chat to all of you a copy of the URL that I'm hitting here with the regulations. You can then take that, and if you need it for future reference, just pull it up and take a look. And this applies as well, as I said, for state and gift tax. So as I pull down through here, you can see for security valuations, we follow the estate and gift tax rules, and we cite the different code that is applied in a particular situation. I don't want to bury you with enormous detail, but suffice to say, if you need to understand why a valuation is done a particular way, whether it be for the valuation or for the accruals, you can come to this page and find the information that you're looking for. If you want to speak with the IRS directly, we did capture their phone number here. I'm highlighting it. And you have the opportunity to speak with them directly, though I would think that coming to our website might be a bit quicker than trying to get them on the phone, but you have the information there. Okay. With that in mind, what I'd like to do is actually start about preparing GRAT and CRUT valuations. So in theory, you could create a portfolio of assets to be valued, typing in the CUSIP particular and shares yourself, but that'd be a really lengthy process. What we suggest doing in lieu of that is reading in a comma delimited file with all of the assets preloaded, and that will save you time and increase the accuracy in the whole valuation process. So let's start by going to this folder here. Hang on, please. So this is a sample import file that I'm going to use for this webinar today. I'm going to open it up using Excel. So let's just open up here. Pull this open. So it's not too complicated. In column A, we have the CUSIP or ticker symbol. In this case, this could be all CUSIP numbers. In column B, we have the shares. Column 3, we have populated with the valuation date. And I want to just draw your attention. Hang on, let me open this up here a little bit. A little more. I'm going to drop a line here. So you can see one of the interesting things about this CSV file, which we are going to import into Appraise, is it's comprised of two portfolios with two distinct valuation dates. The top half of the 10 issues are going to be valued on the last business day of the month, 12/31/2018, with a state name or a portfolio name, a sample UI portfolio, and a portfolio ID. You'll see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second one, starting at item number 11, has a different valuation date, a different portfolio name, and a different account ID. The point of this illustration is to show you can import more than one portfolio at a time using our universal import program. So what I'm going to do here is close this out. Actually, I'm going to pause for 1 second here. I want to make sure, is everybody able to see my screen as I'm moving along here? Is someone just send me a chat saying, yes, you are able to see the screen? just going to pause for a second. If someone can just send me a chat, say you are able to see the screen, I'll move forward. Excellent. That's what I needed to know. Thank you. Sometimes it's easier to do these in a live audience because you can see the feedback immediately. So I just need to go along and make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. So thank you for replying. I'm going to close out this CSV file. I'm not going to save the changes. Then I'm going to open up our Universal Import Program. Let's see if this works a little better. Maybe we can illustrate it better. Here we go, a little cleaner screen. So this is our Universal Import Program. It is available on our website and allows people to import from a CSV file into APPRAISE, eliminating the need to input the information manually. So number 1 says pick the drive letter that I have my import file on. Number 2 says select the folder. In this case, it's CRUTS Demo Import. Number 3 is to pick the file I want, which is my new sample import file. On the bottom, I have a choice. I can create an estate portfolio, which is what I would use for estate and gift, GRAT or CRUT. If I'm just doing simple portfolio pricing, I would do easy price. And then number down here, the destination disk drive and directory is I'm telling Universal Import where I want to create the APPRAISE files. And in this case, it's CRUTS Demo Data. So I'm going to double click on this file. I'm going to start my import at line 1. It says the import U file is selected has a heading. We must know where the data starts. So using the start import at row box below, so I'll pick on start import at row number 1. It's a delimited file with 5 fields. I'll click on that. Okay. So my first prompt says select the field that contains the CUSIP number, which is field number 1. Select the shares or par value field, that's field number 2. Select the portfolio ID field. What we do for anonymity's sake is the portfolio ID field is a field which is transmitted to us when you send the portfolio for pricing. In that way, you do not need to send us the specifics of the person you're valuing this for. That allows you to maintain the anonymity of your particular client, but at the same time, it gives us a file name to reference for billing records and just for processing. So that's the purpose of portfolio ID field, and that'll be field number 5, account number 1234556. Now it says select the estate name field. This is where you'd have some more personal information about the GRAT, the CRUT, or the date of death you're preparing. That's field number 4. And then my valuation date is field number 5. So you can see on the bottom, I have an estate name of Sample UI Portfolio 2018, which is the top one, but it'll grab the second one as well. It has the portfolio ID, the valuation date. I'm going to click on Finish. And as the screen illustrates, we have created 2 portfolios, each of 10 items, with different valuation dates. And now I am done. I'm going to create the portfolios. I don't have any more to do, so I'm going to click on No to exit the program. Now I'm going to go into APPRAISE. What I am illustrating here is using our software to generate these GRAT and CRUT valuations. If you do not want to use an online technology solution, we have quite a few of them. But just if you prefer, you also have the option to outsource this work to us, and we'll prepare all of it for you and send it back to you in a PDF file. So just put that in the back of your mind. I'm going to click on Estate and Gift Tax. I'm going to send portfolios for pricing. Now watch, I'm going to grab the 2 I created. Here's number 1, here's number 2. Click on OK. This is a great feature. So you can send either one or many portfolios for pricing at the same time. Click on Send for Pricing. So here it's doing its processing. It's a 128-bit secure connection. We let you know here if you need technical support, you can either call us at 201-784-8500, extension 107, or you can email us, techsupport@appraisenj.net. Our data vendor, ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, they do their own system maintenance from Saturday at 8 p.m. to Sunday morning at 8 a.m., so you cannot get pricing during that time frame. The little bar graph on the bottom is what indicates to you that the portfolio is going for pricing. And when it comes back, it'll say portfolio is done pricing. And then we'll have a completed valuation. And then I'll be able to show you the information you need to have. If you need technical support, we are available Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Receiving portfolios from pricing, you will see that the same issue, which is in both portfolios, came back as 0. We need to take a look at that and find out why. Click on Download Complete. So I'll move Appraise here, and I'm going to modify a portfolio. So let's first grab account number 123456. Click on OK. So as we go through this, you can see that's the CUSIP number. We put in CUSIP numbers. ICE returns a ticker symbol. The status says data. That means, okay, ICE was able to return data for it. Here's the issue, which has a 0 price. We need to find out why. So click on View Portfolio. We're going to do here, here's my different report types, my orientation. I like landscape because I think it's wider and easier to see. Report type is Unitrust report. I'm not going to sort, though I could if I wanted to. Click on View Portfolio. And here is what the report looks like. So you can see number 1 is a New York Stock Exchange common stock with dividends and security value. Number 2 is off of NASDAQ. It's another equity off of NASDAQ. Number 3 is off of the other OTC. Number 4 is a mutual fund, which is why we only grab the Friday price. If you look at the IRS regs, for mutual funds, you only take the NAV. Okay, then you have your corporate bond, for which there only was a bid price available, so that's what we're reporting. With the interest, number 6 is a municipal bond for Boston, security value and accrual. Then we have a U.S. Treasury bond, a U.S. Treasury note. So you can see all of these. We're pricing them per the IRS regs. Indicates a government agency. There's a savings bond for number 10. And then you can see here the U.S. Treasury bill. For some reason, we didn't price that. Let's find out why. My guess, if you look at it, look at the dated date. So it's dated 12/7/17 to 12/6/18, but let's just double check that. Click on next page. And then we have our grand totals, security value, accrual, add them together. And you see on our supplemental report that item number 9 was a U.S. Treasury bill, and it has matured. So that is why it's reported on there. And number 10 is a savings bond, and the issue was payable at maturity. And you can see the date prepared was 11/20/2019. Okay. Click on previous page, and you can see here that the valuation date was for 2018, December 31st, 2018. I'm going to click on Finished. File, open another portfolio. Then I'm going to pick on this portfolio. Okay, put this here. And you can see the difference is it's now 2019. And it has the date of death. You click on View Portfolio again. And it's going to look pretty darn similar. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to do that a little different. What I want to do different, View Portfolio, is do a GRAT report. So first I'll do a GRAT report with accruals. Click on View. Same report as before. The difference is it says up on top here, GRAT report with accruals. My valuation date is now the first business day of 2019. But you can still see we're following all the IRS regs to prepare an accurate valuation for you to submit. Click on next page. And you have security value and accrual. Next page, and again, the supplement report. So what's of note on this one, previous page, is it's a GRAT report with accruals. Click on Finished. We're going to do one more, View, and a GRAT report principal only, a little different. Click on View. And you can see in this particular case, we left off the accrual column. Some folks want these GRAT reports just principal only, and we have the capability to do that. So you have that right there. And that's what's involved in the process. I'm going to click on finished here. Moving quick so I get you done on time. And then you have the option with APPRAISE, main menu. Just goes main menu, print. One thing I neglected to set when I started this is I can decide where I want this box to come up every time. I just forgot to set that switch in the beginning. I should have, but I don't want to go back for time's sake. But you can print more than one portfolio at a time. Okay, you can print as many as you want. And you have the option, I won't do it here, but you can save the report to an Excel file. You can import that into whatever you need to import that into. Okay. Click on cancel print. So what I'd like to do now, I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to take any questions. I'm going to go into the chat. So if you have any questions, I tried to keep this as quick as possible. And okay, I have a question here from someone about savings bonds. Which series of savings bonds we can value. For the person who asked that question, I just need to double check that. I don't want to give you an answer till I'm 100% positive. We definitely do savings bonds. So I have your contact info. I will get back to you with that answer, okay, regarding savings bonds. Okay, do we have any other questions here? Someone asked us, why would someone want to do principal-only GRAT calculations? Do you know what the IRS says about this? We do not. These principal-only GRAT calculations were done in specific response to a particularly large customer. They asked for that to be added. So we added for their particular circumstance. What I could do, and I'll see, is I'll try to bounce it up to the IRS. I'll save this one also. And I'll try to get you a ruling on that to see what they have to say. I have your information. But in this particular case, it was done for one customer who wanted GRAT reports without accruals. I hope I'm answering everybody's questions here. For the specific ones, I'll get back to you after I was once I get a definitive answer. Are there any other questions that you have? I'm actually going to ask those folks who just asked me the 2 questions by chat that I want to get back to. Can you please send an email? You have it here to accountinfo@apprisennj.net. I have your information, but I also want to have an email that we can get back to you on, and we will get you some answers on that. Does anybody else have any questions this morning? Okay. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this webinar this morning. We know personally sometimes when we sit through a webinar, we come up with the questions at a later time. If you do, you have Donald Bolt's contact information. If you email or call him, he will forward to the proper person here, and we will get back to you. Other than that, we'd like to thank you for joining us on the webinar this morning, and we look forward to seeing you on a future webinar, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day. Bye. Oops, someone asked me a question. I'll hear someone here. What's the difference between GRAT and estate tax calculation reports? Is it just the titling of the report? The answer to that is yes. Since they follow the same regulations, it's just the title name. I'll hold on for a second. It looks like some folks came with questions, so I'll hold this. For the person who asked that question, please let me know if I answered that properly. And are there any other questions? I'll hold tight for a second. Okay. It seems I have answered all the questions. More coming in. This is good. I'll hang tight. Okay. Is the CRUT valuation intended to be used for an annual valuation or for the time of contribution to the trust? It is our understanding that people use them for both events based on our correspondence with our customers. We've been told there's certain events which trigger it, and they also do year-end valuations? So the answer to that is yes to both. Have I answered your question? I want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody in limbo here. Okay. I'm here if anybody has any questions. Are there any additional questions? I hope I answer the question to the person's satisfaction regarding the CRUT valuations, whether they're for annual or for the time of contribution, because the answer to that was yes to both. Are there any remaining questions out there? Okay. It looks, let me make sure. All right. Thank you all for coming on today. You can look for a recording of this webinar in the future, and have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.